Thunderstorm!
Okay, so my bedroom is right smack between two home offices, and they don't usually get off work until like 4 in the afternoon, and that's usually when I go to work. And so, usually I can only record on my days off. Today is one such day. Right now it's 10 o'clock, but there ain't no stopping the hope train, baby. I can smell how close I am to the end of this game. It was Mukuro, of course. I forget what the question was. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone... we were trying to find out who was killed twice. And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on. Besides, who could that someone else have even been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious. Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Monokuma file number 5. Who's got multiple... What? Multiple wounds. What? The spears of Gungnir, but that must not have been right.
You wound me, Makoto. Words can cut as deep as any blade, you know. You interrupted me while I was talking. 1 point deduction.
I had to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay, I think... No, fuck. I pushed the wrong... I meant to push the right mouse button to shoot the white noise. Okay. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. There could be a way. Oh, apparently not.
Who was killed twice? Who? If you can't answer that, this case is closed.
Okay, maybe it's the other way around. Because who else has multiple wounds? Except maybe Leon, but, the victim was a woman, so why would it be Leon? Why would Leon be Mukuro? Mukuro died from the wounds she had all over her body. Wasn't there someone else who suffered the same sort of injury? Oh shit. I guess now I'm about to find out where all the fan art of Junko comes from. Like, I thought it was awfully suspicious that Junko has so much fan art despite dying in the first chapter of the game. Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears all over her body. And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered, then the similarities match? Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same. So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long, before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba. It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries. Then it's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then, what does it all mean? I mean, could mean that Junko's the mastermind. She was like the last person I would have suspected. But I guess that was just another false lead, like, wow. Of course the person you'd least suspect would be the, well, okay, that's not true. It's not true. She wasn't the last victim that I would have suspected. I mean, yeah, I was like almost 100% sure that it couldn't have been, you know, Chihiro, for example. So Chihiro is the purest cinnamon roll out of all the 16 people here. Anyway, it means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead, 1 is still alive. That's the true identity of the mastermind? Who is it? Who's behind all this? We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be. Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I? Mukuro alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. Right, because the body had the tattoo on it. Okay, yeah, I guess Mukuro's profile is the truth bullet I should be going for here. No. Yeah, that was easy. No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko? She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse. And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo, so there's no question it's her. But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive? Someone's made it look like they died, but they were actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Yeah, I guess we're fingering Junko right now. Please, nobody clip that out of context. Junko's still alive. It's the only possibility. Are you sure about that? Huh? I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would have had to be some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not? Now that you mention it, I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check, absolutely, and I can say for sure, she was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead. So the idea that she's still alive, it must be wrong. Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh? No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problems standing in your way? Junko's absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died. Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story. I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick.
What the hell? Okay, that wasn't it. Oh shit. Yeah, I guess there's no other option. Yeah, for once I'm stumped on the Hangman's Gambit. Okay, so I know that the first vowel is a E. Come on, where is it? Come on, give me a E. No. 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 Oh! Replaced. That's what the word is. Come on. There we go.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make Mukuro's Mukuro's corpse that showed up later. There we go.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything matched Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right? Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they have even done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique? Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain or how they could have switched.
They must have switched at the beginning.
The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on, so you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along? Then we'd already met her? I had like a normal conversation with her. When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with a foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we met for the first time. But if she really did use foundation... Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore. Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning? If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko. The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together. So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair. What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid. Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear's only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
'Cause it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
And why'd you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter. Because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation.
Maybe the control room?
Okay, and?
I don't think this is what I need to corner Monokuma.
Biolab's secret, maybe? Bro, I'm gonna die again at this rate. No, that's not it. Alright, I got 2 more chances. Can only make one more mistake. Let's see, what does Genocide Jack's memory say? Okay, that's not it then. Kyoko's account, maybe? Maybe. Nope. Man, I am stumped. Okay, I'm gonna just try everything. Assuming the game will let me try again. Okay, yeah. Like, I can only assume that I only get a certain number of... No. I can only assume that I only get a certain number of continues. So... Cause like, why else would the health bar even be there? Man, this trial started out so easy. And now all of a sudden, now that Monokuma's thrown his hat into the ring, it's gotten super difficult. Okay, I guess this is the downside to continuing, that I have to fucking sift through all this text again. It's like, come on, man. Just let me get to the part where I need to... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna try everything. Alright. Get 6 more chances before I have to go through that unskippable text again. Okay, that's not it. What the hell? The DVD? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster. It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video, and the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh yeah. If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter. That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that.
Oh man, another bullet time battle against Monokuma. Whew. That wasn't it. Shit. Shit. No! Alright, let's try that again. Whew! Gotcha with the group photo, bitch.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures.
Oh yeah, we don't see Junko's face in any of them.
Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden in here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto has said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them. So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look as if she died, and the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation, this killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on.
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything right now.
Oh, time for the closing argument, I guess. Kind of anticlimactic, but okay. Okay, so let's see. Everyone met up in the main hall. There was Junko, or who we believe to be Junko. Let's see. What was the identity of the ultimate fashionista who I met in the main hall? That was Junko, or rather Mukuro. And then Junko stomped on Monokuma. Monokuma was like,
Please, yes, mommy.
But then, yeah, he was like,
I want to penetrate you.
so he did. And she died. So then, the mastermind took Mukuro's body to the biolab. Later to bring her body back, place it in the garden, and they put on a mask.
The mastermind attacked me with something. What was it?
Attacked Makoto with a big knife. But luckily, Kyoko was there. And the mastermind... Mastermind hightailed it out of there. And later... Yeah, later they went back to Mukuro's body in the garden, and then disguised her as themselves. The mastermind is watching all this. Genocide Jack is about to unmask the victim, but then they blow the fuck up. And somehow Genocide Jack survived. But the truth almost died.
When we met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima, right after we arrived here, that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in the biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be the one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder. And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind, the one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima. That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What, are you broken again? You can't get out of this, so don't even try. Come on, it's time you finally revealed yourself. It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding? Give it up, Junko. The game's over. Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong. There's still plenty more to go. Oh, what the hell? Oh, shit. It's getting real now. You know it's getting real when Monokuma fucking henshins. Damn, I don't even know what kind of voice I should give her. I mean, I guess for now I'll just voice her like I voiced Mukuro. We've been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. Maybe not. She's talking more sophisticated than Mukuro was, so maybe that was just Mukuro's natural speech pattern. She wasn't trying to, like, sound like Junko or anything. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us? No thanks. Oh. Did you think I was being serious? Sorry. I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
This is the mastermind? She's the real Junko Enoshima.
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day, it was like I was stuck in purgatory, or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know. Your face. Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined. I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
Yeah, she's all over magazines.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her somewhere. It was definitely before I got to this school. That's right. It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover. And you were on it.
Wow. You have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Than what you told me in the main hall when this all began.
My cover photos and junk? Yeah, you know, edit it to hell and back with, like, computers and junk. Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along, wouldn't you agree? That explains why she didn't... That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Perhaps she was a different person all along. I'm me, and Mukuro was Mukuro. She tried her best, but there's no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins. Twins? I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, rough and proud, that was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute, that was... me, Junko fucking Enoshima. And together, we were the ultimate, or we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair.
Whoa, she's a totally different person now.
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get fucking bored with myself.
But if you're twins, why do you have different last names?
That again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumbass, but it bores me to tears, answering the same questions over and over. Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway. But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister? And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if. Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties, because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of the director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste. And that's why you switched identities? Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored. I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know. If I planned everything out and knew just what was going to happen, that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal. Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
So you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? I'm serious, like, how do you do that? How do you do that with your voice? You sacrifice your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? What's that got you so... That's what got you so hot under the collar? Geez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know, so we never had any kind of hope or expectations. No, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people.
We can do anything!
We've always been filled with despair, so when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it? That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited. Huh? Killing my precious sister with my own two hands? That act filled me with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super. It just feels so good. What the hell is wrong with you? And my sister, too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by her own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous. I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality. Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it. Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts. You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic? I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human? No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said. Yeah, Master's way more perfect, because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood. Huh? Don't you mean had that noble blood? What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow. You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away.
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer, so how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories, then you can start gloating.
Damn straight. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna solve all these mysteries. And then we'll have our victory.
I can't wait.
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?